with that already being said about what to expect when you're expecting, per se, especially while working in retail, the choice is something that's always struck me as fascinating when this happens. And typically, if an unplanned pregnancy happens in retail, the woman's typically a manager, or hopefully they are. If they're an associate, I don't really know how they can even afford to live or afford to do anything, which is really unfortunate, but it's a huge question, a very important question that has to come up when you're discussing this, because the paycheck is already mediocre. Okay, and managers don't make nearly as much as they should. Of course, they're overworked and underpaid, but associates, the situation is 10 times worse. Even if you're a good associate and you've been with a company long enough, the raises are so minimal that you can't really do anything with them. So in the end, you might have a few more dollars added onto your paycheck. That really won't do anything, especially when you're having a child. And it's this choice that brings up so many more questions. And I don't understand why people feel like they need to have the child, that they need to do it, and they will just figure out a way to handle it and figure everything else out because it will derail all the other plans you have in your life. I recently told someone that I know who is in this situation, and I was straight up but tried to be nice and said, this will drastically alter the trajectory of your life. And no matter what, it does. If this wasn't in your plan, if you weren't planning on having a child or getting married anytime soon and it's completely out of the blue, what are you to do? What are your options? And I just feel like people do have choices and they always have to be respected no matter what, even if it's not necessarily your choice. But it would never be mine to do something like that because I would want to give my child the best opportunity they have, the best chance. And I just feel if you're working in retail, that doesn't necessarily happen.